93-point lead for Marc Marquez over and fourth row. Wow, they're in trouble. Best Duke, Jack Miller, right up behind Marc Marquez. That's how made himself into the middle of the front row. Maverick Vinales, another Yamaha on the front row also. Valentino Rossi, great job. Cal Crutchlow still fighting that second Honda alongside Morbidelli. And Joan Mir, back from injury, of course, and up, or rather the team did. Hard rear tyre, ran out of time and didn't put the time in. But watch out for Rindt. Last year it was a left collarbone, so Paul Espargaro for KTM. A disaster for him. In for KTM.
Is that one?
Yeah, I couldn't quite work it out. We were all stood here not able to quite work it out. But one thing that is exciting, forget about the weather for the moment, because Rins from the fourth row will be something to behold. Fourth here last year.
Oh, here we go. What's that?
He has picked off the place. Iannone came through qualifying into qualifying 2, which is the first time we've had both Aprilias in.
Watch this, guys.
23 laps, 72.5 miles, and we're away for the Grand Prix of Aragon then. Who's it down into turn place? Jack Miller on the Ducati looking for second place as they all make it through turn 1 and now turn 2. Somewhat sharper than we live in the air behind Marc Marquez. Whoa, a lot of pushing and shoving. Here comes Rins up the inside of Mir.
Definitely got the pace for the podium, Keith, but obviously started from 13th on the grid. It's all about this first lap.
They're all out wide.
The Ducati have been complete. Well, we've not even spoke about them. They've been well outside the top 10. All the factory boys except.
Oh, down has gone
Morbidelli.
And out goes Rins as well, but Rins has managed to save it. Did he tag more? Disgusted, but whether that was with himself or someone else. Hard rear tyre on there. You saw the yellow banding, but look at the lead that Marquez has on this opening lap already.
Just I was going to say in free practice 1. What we've witnessed all weekend is Marquez has got about 0.7.
Like it quite from the get-go. FP1 was a stunner. He never went any faster all weekend after that. 46.8, and we still have a long way to go in this race. 72.5 miles in total. There he is, the Aprilia at the back of this bunch in 5th place. That's a great start from him as well. He's riding that Aprilia so well round. He does go well.
But the bike seems to work around here as well. I'd be interested to see that crash between the crash of Frankie Morbidelli.
But they don't want to duck away from this just yet as we're into the early stuff. As Quartararo in 3rd place chases Jack Miller. He's been spread out a little bit more. Here's Rossi up behind Aleix Espargaro.
A shout out for Jorge Lorenzo, made up 6th place.
The grid, he was pole here last year, of course. We know what happened. He crashed at turn 1, but pole position last year for Lorenzo. As we build our way back onto the front, stewards are going to be looking at it. We thought they might be. I think you're looking at that.
It's that fine line, Keith, isn't it? It's lap 1. You have to be aggressive. You do, especially when you're coming from something.
You do not want to qualify badly. You always get tangled up if you put yourself in a position on the grid to try and find his way forwards. And maybe here Morbidelli just got a bit tangled up, but it's not got side of the points. Just when it looked like he could go 3rd in the championship with a good ride.
Yeah, but
16th.
16th. Yeah, 16th. No, you're right. 16th.
Here we go. This will be it then. Run VT, I think is the phrase.
Oh, Rins is a long way back. Look at him.
I'll tell you what, Rins was very lucky not to be the faller there. It's very rare that the man behind stays
this much later than everybody.
He kind of made a double go at that. I think he thought he was going there, then he knew he couldn't.
In this situation, will they use the long lap?
I think they will, at least.
It would be the right thing.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you've just destroyed someone's race.
I mean, Morbidelli's picking himself up off the ground. Last entry team, Yamaha in 3rd and 4th place at the moment. It is Quartararo versus Vinales. Then we've got the Apan, the Professor, making his way. It is the Vizioso, almost off everybody's radar this week.
True, though. You know the points this weekend, Keith? He's been floating around 16th place, 17th. And he does well.
And he's finding it easy.
Yeah.
Which is just for the minute Jack Miller sits there. Jack Miller, what a job Jack Miller is doing here this weekend.
With maturity,
listening
to him talk, it was really impressive.
Dobby's,
and it looks like Aleix might be just holding them up a little bit. I don't know how fast that Aprilia is. It's quicker this year, GP bikes, but I expect Dobby to be able to work his way past.
Tyre-wise, soft in the rear as well. What's Rossi got in there? A hard, so medium front, hard rear for Rossi. As they power out of that long left-hander. I love that part of the track. It's a real opening corner here on inwards, but you're looking, aren't you, for that squirt onto the straight to get that last corner teed up.
Kane, basically, you've got to try and open out the second part, turn 15.
Look at the lead that Marquez has. It was slow, but the Ducati not as fast. You were covering it a little earlier on. It's not as fast. Penalty for Rins has just come up. Thank you, Colin Edwards, who's just come back to the commentary box. Got his digit on the screen in here. 3.5 seconds. It's he's ruined his own race, really. It's all his own fault, Rins. As we look at Maverick, Ferraro rides that onto the front straight. Maverick Vinales, though, has managed to bridge that gap up to Jack Miller.
Loses a bit of grip. Once that Ducati loses grip, probably about 5 to 10.
To see how much grip he's got on this turn now. Now we're going to see the Ducati just leads Maverick for dead coming out of turn 15 onto the back straight. Mile an hour at the apex.
And what's the difference now? What's a Yamaha? I wish we kept that aerial.
So do I. We probably should. Misano was perfect, and we saw a lot of Misano of the overhead. And I think as racing has become, anyway, race direction, it's not just that board, it's not just his own pit board, it's not just his dashboard.
And what's incredible is the story of Rins's weekend. It's all time attack at the end. The weather forecast said the following day, Saturday morning, it was going to be wet, and then he didn't put a clean lap together, did he, Keith?
And he had a hard tiring. And it much mid-corner speed the Yamaha had over the Ducati as Rins takes his long lap penalty. Long way round.
Going to come right into the racing line.
Ooh, that's okay. He did that well.
Yeah, but if there'd have been someone there.
Yeah, except it's dirty.
I'll be able to tell you exactly how much he's lost. He's lost 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, which is about right. Let me get that right. If you haven't got time to take it by the end of the race, it's a 3-second penalty you get. But did you see how hard he had to drive? Did you see the thing squirreling on that dust? Because no, fairly sure that thing's lively on the throttle. He's got to control that on the throttle. That's not something that the electronics are going to help him with. So not a bit, it was a lot.
Here we go. Is he going to have a go here? We're looking back now from
down in the kind of place where the Ducati's going to be able to fight back, you know. The Ducati's not far enough behind. Let's wait and see. So this, you'll see, at the corkscrew.
He's dapping him as well. Vinales.
The trouble is when you bang a whole load of electronics in, it just holds you up. Just turns round the outside of him. What a beautiful move. Yeah, but beautiful.
Beautiful. It was tight. I said, right, I'm going to have a go. And literally you do that, don't you? You make that decision and you just hold your breath.
This is the best we've seen him all weekend. Dovi is on his way. 5th place and closing Quartararo. There's a Ducati, that's for sure. Do you know what? When we were on clear visors, when it was a bit dark earlier on, Dovi, best man in the world.
No tension, not like a real focused look. He just looks like you were just chatting to him and we were laughing.
Mile an hour and he looks like he's on an afternoon cruise. Mind you, he might have him wide open at the moment because he's well focused and he's well.
That's going to come to him, you know, and that's the sort of weekend he's put in. You know, he's done the homework. Well, so
he had soft front, soft rear. He's been running quite a lot of the weekends. So Dovizioso knows what he's doing. He knows 7th, by the way, in front of Valentino Rossi now. Rossi's dropped back behind Cal Crutchlow. Looks like he's exiting well.
You know, he's alleged 6th place. He's 7 seconds.
Well, 10th place now. So Rins has he's now got Petrucci. That's the man that's in 3rd place in the. Well, I said it at the beginning of this. Rins could go 3rd in the championship at the moment, and Suzuki will.
The block pass.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, Rins has got some costing time now because I thought Miguel Oliveira's not going to need a second invitation.
But the Tech 3 KTM lies as well this weekend. Through to qualifying 2, the first time we've seen 2 Aprilias. Let's take a look. Oliveira just had a little bit of a sit-up as he asked for the power.
Good.
So good. Whoa, just drove it underneath, and that's what Rins.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Miguel, how you doing? And you want to go back to Portugal? More than Iannone likes is someone to aim at.
Did someone say there's a race on? It's like, that's what Iannone's like. He's like, well, that's much better than where Iannone's been most of the season.
True enough. Hey, Aprilia. Tyre for the KTM, though, soft for Iannone.
This scrap sums up Motogp. Look,
the thing that baffles me, and we thought Cal Crutchlow was trying to throw us off the scent, didn't we?
Finish this.
It's been a real difficult one to work out tyre strategies for this one. Well, if they were wrong, they were by about a millimetre. Is Rins then finally gets Petrucci done, but does it? No, that was a replay.
Again?
Wasn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's the one we haven't seen. Progress has been thwarted by another Ducati. Dovi stays 4th, Miller still 3rd.
Go into one.
Does he pull it to the apex? Of course he does. He's Dovizioso and forces Jack out a little. We've been this week.
3rd place.
Unbelievable.
There was no way I had him down for a podium.
There's another 49.6 by Mav. They're both very consistent in their times, but now it's a case of, can Dovi close down Maverick Vinales for the 20 we do last time? 49.4 compared with the 49.6 of Maverick Vinales. So Dovi's got pace and he had to pass Jack Miller. It is Marc Marquez well up the road, barring any kind of mistake, mechanical or otherwise, or rain. Well, only from a spectator's point of view. From a rider's point of view, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Having done all...
There's a few strange things going on. Valentino Rossi, I don't know what.
Slipping back.
Like, it's just not working for him. He's full.
Before he gets there, 4.5 seconds. Marquez is over the line already. In a 49.2. Mark pulling away, lap on lap. Dovi's... What's the gap between Vinales and Dovi last time?
Yeah, it's come down.
Got ahead of Petrucci. You saw that. He's now got to chase Valentino Rossi, who's just drifted back down the field. You can't see.
Wow. Yeah, it was a proper punt.
Yeah, Morbidelli won't be thanking him for that, but Rins being the gentleman.
Way too far back. Yeah. But the problem is, you commit, and when you're on the inside, you can't stop.
You could see he couldn't stop it, and you could see then he let the brakes off to try and get alongside him.
Yeah, to get in though. He's 6 seconds in the lead, just managing to control it. The battle for second is not. It's also. I just feel like Vinales might have, with 3.5 laps to go. Just pull the pin to make sure that he's got some sort of advantage coming onto that back straight when it comes to the last lap. If not,
to go, and Dovizioso is building here. This could be a really, really good rubbing his beard like he does in that Machiavellian kind of a way. He looks like he's Maverick Viñales. And out of all the people, you know Viñales usually has something about 0.7. Yeah, 0.67, you're right. At this sector it's 0.7. Joan Mir is up to 14th place now.
From last, he's had an eventful race, but he's had impact.
Oh, look. Well,
both Suzuki's.
On this side, on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. And then we've got Nakagami now. We haven't spoken about Takaaki Nakagami, but he's right there on the 30, passes the 88. Maybe Tech 3 are working their way quietly. Hervé Poncharal, Ikulon. Working with the 16, that's for sure. No more Moto2 development for them. All the top technicians are moving into the MotoGP basket. Right, Mav, what have you got? Top Gun is being chased. Dovi has got this weighed up, and we know Dovi on the last lap is going to be a man who's definitely going to go. Will Dovi go for the pass? We're at turn 7. Well, that's his domain, it used to be.
Yamaha pulling
lively
shapes around there then.
This now, this is where the Ducati should be able to make the pass. Oh, easy. There we go then. And Yamaha, so Maverick Viñales is not going to catch Dovi, that is for sure, once he gets going. He's got a hard in the rear as well. Dovi's got a soft. That just goes to show you, doesn't it? I'm just going to check that. With brake dust and dirt late in the race, sometimes you can't quite see what's on the... well, even more maybe because Maverick just couldn't get onto that straight with the power that he needed. He needs to snap straight back at Dovizioso, otherwise Dovi's going to be up the road come the straight again. That would please Ducati, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just a bit. Something out of nowhere for Ducati this week. 3-lap race. We have a lap and a half left to go. We are at the corkscrew here. Oh, yeah.
You can see it there. It's the speedway bike. Watch it. Just watching the background. Moving there. Look. Oh,
sitting early in this race
and
as
look,
well.
What he loses because of that key through that section, he was on the back of Dovi.
They're a bit hot.
Yeah.
He wants to be just that bit calmer, doesn't he, to get out of that final mile.
What he loses on the Ducati.
Yeah, Ducati didn't get out of 15 quite so well, I don't think. Here's your race leader to start his last lap. Marc Marquez then. Here comes Jack. Jack looking at the inside, coming up into turn 1. Surely not. Yes, he's got it done as well. Can he hold on to? Miller, yes. Guidotti's happy. Pramappa happy. I don't think he can hook it up. Mid-corner speed for the Yamaha is better than the Ducati, particularly Jack Miller. It's all down to the setup. They are very, very similar. Oh,
Miller got that wrong.
Yeah, they right. That's Jack.
No, again, what Miller's doing now is braking late, but he's missing every apex.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though if he can. Viñales doesn't get a second go at this. This is it. Last lap time. Third place, Tioso now, who's clear in second place. It's about whether Jack Miller can just about hang on to that third.
I'm going to lose time here. To the
Lots of time.
Look at it.
Couldn't get near there. So then, 2 corners. He is the king of Aragon. He goes again. He reels them in. He wins. Aragon has taken it again from a magnificent Andrea Dovizioso. The best of the Yamahas, only 4th. Quartararo 5th, and we hardly saw him. Cal to 11th. Danilo Petrucci continues the doldrums of Danilo down in 12th place. Man you spoke to on the grid, Neil. Tito Rabat. Well,
man of the day,
Andrea Dovizioso. 100%.
10th on the grid, Keith.
Jack Miller had the pace through qualifying as well. So yeah, I'm with you on that. So always has something sorted out for the race.
Figured it out, didn't he?
Really. You heard what Cal Crutchlow said. There's no point in even looking at him. There's no point in looking at the data. There's no point in... Neither of which happens very often.
No.
So, 2 out for
Davide Tardozzi. That's how the team manager of Ducati will have this man. What is going on?
So there we go. Now then, Jorge Lorenzo, 30 seconds he wanted to be behind a race leader this week. Have his siren. 1.2 seconds behind Jorge Lorenzo on a fact. Going to be a day of reckoning coming the Lorenzo Honda way very soon. Maverick Viñales done out with
everyone in the paddock.
Well, yeah, from Moto3 right the way through.
Yeah.
Miller Rivera. This is true. This man, though, what a weapon. What a weapon. He will push, he will shove, he will calculate, he will do it.
People say we talk about
perfect life feels like. I think I quite often watch it. Yeah, we're going fishing again. You've got Santillana in a moment, of course. We'll be seeing up on the podium again. Another win for him. That's his. I know. Is it? I thought that. And I had to look at the paperwork to check.
5 races to go.
Thought he's worked hard.